So we have a $99 dispatch fee, and then whatever the cost of the repair is, the 99 does have to be paid up.
Well, that has to be paid over the phone?
Mhm.
Oh, wow. What do you guys charge? So you just charge that just to come out? Hmm. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Booked or Busted. This is St. Patrick's Day edition. Now, when we release this episode, it won't be St. Patrick's Day anymore, but as of the recording, it is St. Patrick's Day, so we got a great episode in store for you. But welcome back. So you know the rules. We make one call. There's 2 scores, and today we have 3 scores because I have a special guest that I'll introduce here in a minute. So you'll get the guest score as well. We know that there is absolutely no excuses on this show. Every single home service company out there should be ready to make a great first impression, right? To absolutely knock the customer socks off and get that call booked. So here on Booked or Busted, they get one shot. So we're excited to get into it today. Again, a St. Patrick's themed episode. I want to introduce my special guest, somebody that I really appreciate. I believe is bringing great value to our industry. Sean Brown from WebFX. Sean, why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
Well, thank you. My name is Sean. They call me Coach Sean. I got that coaching mindset and coaching passion to teach people about, what all the stuff's about. But I'm basically just a marketing guru that's excited to hear this call, see what they're going to come up with, and see how that intake process works for these guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, one thing that really impressed me about Sean is his ability to, just like I audit call centers, I audit the inbound experience. He's been a big value build there at auditing the marketing side of that and finding the gaps for companies. So he's going to share a little bit with the company we call today. He's going to definitely give his guest score on the call, but he's also going to share some marketing insights about this company we're auditing. So hopefully everyone finds some value in that. So in honor of St. Patrick's Day, we're calling an Irish-themed company heating and air conditioning. And actually, I have a St. Patrick's Day joke. I got to put this one here. I just seen this on Facebook. I was like, I got to share this. And let's see if you get it. Sean, what's Irish and stays outside all year?
I don't know. My dog?
Patio furniture.
There you go.
Patio furniture. Great. All right. Good dad joke. All right. So heating and air conditioning. So their tagline is "Oh Comfort." So it's "Oh Comfort." Love it. So they're in Drexel Hill, if I'm saying that right, Pennsylvania, and it's currently 37 degrees. So it is chilly in Pennsylvania right now. So we're going to give them a call. This is going to be a no heat call, and we're going to see how they do. You ready, Sean?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Call will be recorded for quality assurance purposes.
Welcome to Heating and Air Conditioning. If you know your party's extension, please dial it now. For service, press 1. For sales, press 2. For accounting, press 3. To dial by name, please press the star key. For all other calls, please remain on the line and someone will be with you in just a moment.
I like
Thank
to
you.
test this and see. I didn't push anything.
Just waiting to see.
Please stay on the line while your call is transferred.
I
to the
like that. It
operator.
pushed us right through. They didn't make me listen to it again.
Yep.
Your call to heating and air. Hello, thank you for calling. This is Joanne speaking. Can I help you?
Hey, Joanne. Yes, my heater went out on me, and it's getting pretty chilly in the house.
I can help you with that, sir. Have we ever been to your home before?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. May I have your name and address? So
Yeah, it's Greg Snyder.
and your address, Greg?
Is 1117 Belfield Avenue, and that's 19026 is the zip code.
19026. Okay. You're breaking up on me.
Okay, give me one.
May I have your phone number, sir?
Yeah, I'm sorry about it. Must not have good signal. Yeah, phone number is the number I've called on here, which is 229-261-7321.
229-261-7321.
Correct.
Okay. What type of heat do you have in your house, sir?
It's a furnace.
Gas or oil?
It's gas.
Gas. Okay. And can you tell me what's going on with it?
Yeah. So I just noticed last night it started getting a little bit chilly, and got up this morning and noticed it got the heat turned on, the thermostat's on, but no hot air coming out of the vents.
Okay. Now, was the previous owner Melvin Jefferson?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just change it over to you. Is this a steam boiler?
I don't think so.
No. Maybe they changed it. Yeah. Okay. So we have a $99 dispatch fee, and then whatever the cost of the repair is, the 99 does have to be paid up front.
Oh, that has to be paid over the phone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. What do you guys charge? So you just charge that just to come out? Hmm. All right. Well, let me go on and call around then.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Well,
Wow.
that's gonna be busted there, Sean. And I'll definitely give my reasons why. And she could have easily got me booked with a few tweaks there. But Sean, it is the tradition on the show to let the guests go first. So give me your take on that call. I want to hear your feedback on it, and give me what you'd score it.
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm all about tone, and
Mhm.
I think that the tone could have been a little more inviting. She wasn't real empathetic out of the gate. She was kind of just very direct and to the point of just trying to get through and then identify, like, this is our cost, book it or not, is kind of what it sounded like there at the end.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you hate to be that black and white when you're trying to earn trust and business from somebody, and that's where I think she really missed on the opportunity, especially knowing that they've already probably serviced this house like this. I mean, you're almost treating this like a past customer.
Mhm.
That past customer and lifetime value of that customer or that home or that unit,
Right.
she literally just
It's a good way to
pushed it
look at
right
it.
down the street to a competitor
She
when they've
sure
already had
did.
it retained.
Mhm.
So, I mean, honestly, like you said, they could have booked it, but I mean, that's just right in the middle of the road of a 5. Like, she could have booked you. She was to the point, she did answer the phone. She disclosed her fee. She didn't add any value to what was going to be included in the $99. Like, it was really important for you to take it and do it, which is why you just jumped off the call.
Exactly.
There was
No
no
value.
engagement, no real conversation, no rapport building at all from her. It's her job just to answer the phone and book you and get off the call is what it seemed like. And that's where I think she
Mhm.
missed on the personalization, the inviting, pleasant tone. I mean, she may be having a bad day. I don't know. I mean, it's St. Patty's Day, so she
Yeah,
should be a
and
little
there and
happier, but
it's St. Patrick's Day, and she works at an Irish company. You think that, she should be in a good mood today, right? I mean, they
happy
should
St.
be
Patty's Day. How can we
extra
help you today?
extra. They should, yeah, exactly. Happy St. Patrick's Day. How can we be of service to you today, right? I agree. I think she dropped the ball there. I'm surprised as a company that has Irish pride that they don't have their CSRs, especially on St. Patrick's Day. Maybe doing a little greeting like that where they say Happy St. Patrick's Day, or something along those lines. And
Absolutely.
that's just a cool branding thing that they could capitalize on. Sean, I think you hit the nail on the head, brother. So I heard a 5. So is that going to be your score? I think
That's
that's a
gonna be my
fair score.
Yeah, 5's a fair
So
score, I
so
think.
yeah, I would say it's a good score, and I'll give you mine. Now, obviously, they didn't book the call. And the reason I didn't book, Sean, you said it. The biggest reason I didn't book, it wasn't that the $99 or the fact that I had to pay $99 up front. And good thing she wasn't really good, because then I would have been stuck paying $99 to get the call booked. So it worked out for me. But the reason I didn't book is because she did not build any value. I really wouldn't have had a problem with the $99. And the fact of requiring it up front, I don't care for that much. I mean, look, I don't know their area or what's going on. They might need to do that for certain reasons, but I don't really like that. But the biggest problem is not that they wanted it up front, is there was no value around it. And so what I teach CSRs is like $99 doesn't seem like that big of a deal to some people. And in the call center, somebody that's in the trades, we understand why we have to pay a service fee, right? We understand why we have to pay $99, right? And really, a company's losing money on that deal if they don't gain that customer, right? If they don't do a small repair or retain that customer or maybe sell a membership. So when you do the math of what it costs to make the phone ring, you know that, Sean, in the marketing, and then the time the CSR's on the phone with the customer, to dispatching the technician, to the truck roll, the wear and tear on the truck, the insurance on the truck, the trained and certified technician, paying him for his time out there, the gas, the time it takes him to diagnose the system. We're in the hole with $99. Easy. So we understand that. But the reality is most customers that call for service, they do not understand why you charge. And the most common thing that CSRs hear is $99 just to come out, $99 just to come out. They don't get it. And so just by building a little bit of value, saying things like, John, what we're going to do is send out one of our qualified or one of our 5-star technicians. He's backed by our company. We've been in business about 55 years. You're in really great hands, John. He's going to come out in a fully stocked truck, and that means we have all the tools and parts we need to get you up and running today. Now, there are some rare occasions where we have to order a special part, but our goal is always to keep our technicians equipped so we can get you some, well, in my case, some hot air today. When he arrives at the location, he'll do a full diagnosis of the system. He'll figure out exactly what's wrong with it, and he'll go over all your options with you and give you upfront pricing before doing any repairs. And then I would quote the fee, right? And then I would give a membership alternative. Hey, we can waive that fee today. Most of our customers choose to join our comfort club, right? And here's all the great benefits. And John, when you consider the savings, it really puts money back in your pocket. So do you want to continue with a standard service call today, or would you like to add the membership to your visit? So doing something like that, right? And that's the long version. You don't necessarily have to do all that, right? But just building some value there and justifying that fee. Here's why we have a fee, right? This is what we're going to give you. And then the customer's mindset goes from $99 just to come out, and it shifts from that to, hey, no brainer, totally worth it. And I want to give a couple other things just to the listeners real quick. Is what you have to understand is when you are making, everyone loves to buy. We all like to buy things, right? But what you don't like to do, Sean, do you like buying something or investing in something you don't understand? Is that a fun experience?
No, not at all.
That's not at all, right? But it feels good. I ask CSRs this all the time. Do you like to shop? Heck yeah, I like to shop. People like to buy, right? But what we don't like to do is put our money into something that we don't see value in. And really, that's what we force our customers into every time we make them pay a service fee that they don't understand. And even though not every customer is going to push back like I did and say $99 to come out, a lot of them are thinking it though. And so one more example I give before we move on is, I'll ask you this, Sean. Have you ever needed a product or a service? You had to go buy a product or a service, and you went to go buy it, and you seen the price, and you thought to yourself, whew, that's kind of expensive, right? You didn't really understand why it was that high, but you went on and did it anyways because you needed it. Have you ever done that before?
I just did it recently, so yeah.
That's right. So, we did it because we needed it, but it wasn't a very fun experience, right? And we're sitting there quite like, why did I really have to pay that much? Did I get ripped off? You don't want your customers in that mindset every time they pay the service fee. But if you don't build value, that's the mindset that most of them have, even if they agree to it. And so you think about it, if they're in that mindset of like, oh, I got to pay $100 just for them to come out. And again, that doesn't mean they're a bad customer. Doesn't mean they're a cheap customer either. Doesn't mean they don't have money. Again, it goes back to people don't like paying for things they don't understand. So justify it a little bit, make them feel good about paying for that service fee. We can't win them all, Sean, but if we're consistent with that, we'll win a lot.
Corey, I don't think you really pushed back. All you did was it was a question of $99. Do I have to pay that up front? Like, you were just throwing a question out there. She didn't say if that $99 was applied to the service call. She didn't even clarify, you know what I mean? She knew that your heat was out since last night and it's 30 degrees out there and it's snowing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
in Ohio, so I'm getting the same weather. You
there you
have to
go.
be freezing. There's definitely pain. You probably
Yes.
would just pay, you know what I mean,
I
if it was
probably would,
any
right?
reason because you want your heat back on. So there was
Mhm.
and the fact that she knew whose house this was, they've probably already serviced it. She missed it
Mhm.
where, "Hey, we've already been out to your home. We've serviced your past homeowner, so they trust us and like us and know us." We
Yeah.
probably, did was there a sticker on your furnace? Is that how you called us? Like, I think there's a lot of opportunity missed there with some of the things that were uncovered that they probably have already been in the house. There might already be a service contract on that unit. Like,
I
who
don't know.
knows?
Yeah, I agree. And so the value was the big thing, and that's the biggest reason I didn't book. But it's layered though. Starting with the greeting, like you said, the greeting wasn't very great, very monotone. She didn't get my name out of the gate. It didn't use my name. Did you hear her use my name, Sean? I don't recall
I
her
didn't
using my
know.
name. I don't think she got my name until she was collecting my info, which is fine. But I like getting it right out. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? She did ask for my address and didn't just input a new customer without checking that. So that's good on the technical side. Um, one thing I got to give credit where credit is due. She did reassure right out of the gate when I said I'm cold. She said, "Hey, we can help with that." So that's very good. I like that reassurance. But you said it, Sean. There was no empathy. So that's another thing. I'm sitting here, like you said, it's freezing out, and I have no heat. I spent the night with no heat. I'm sitting in my house. It's what time is it there? Is it same time zone? It's 2 o'clock here on Eastern time.
Yep. Yep. 2 o'clock.
Yeah. And so I'm freezing and no, zero empathy. Didn't show any empathy for my situation. She could have said, "Oh no, that's terrible. I hate to hear you're going through that." Something simple like that. And that
Yep.
goes a long way with the customer. So, Sean, I have to give this since it wasn't booked on my SOC score, my customer service score. I'm going to go on and I'm going to give it a 3.2 is going to be my SOC score. And then I don't have my partner here today, so I'm gonna do the tech score as well. On the technology side, the IVR, the auto attendant, was a little bit long. I like 3 options. I feel like when you run it on a little bit, it can just be a little much. So I don't think that IVR was as efficient as it could be, but it wasn't terrible. I do like that when I didn't push a option, it did transfer me right in. It didn't make me listen to it over and over again. So that was a good thing there. I feel like the overall quality of the call was pretty solid. I have bad service right now. She pointed that out, but I didn't hear any issues. Anything to say on the technical side there, Sean?
No, I mean, it worked for what they were doing. I'm not a big fan of the auto systems personally. I'm old
Hmm.
school, but
Hmm.
like you said, I have been in that where it just keeps rolling over and keeps asking you the
Yeah,
same questions over and over again and just, push 0. Most people just hit 0, 0, 0. I just want to talk to somebody. And it
yeah.
automatically did that for you. So, that part was good. Obviously, she knew that from the technology that the house had been serviced before. She knew the prior owner. Maybe they hadn't serviced it, but they at least knew who was there before. Maybe they had a call from there. So all that technical piece was good outside of I would just love to have somebody answer the phone directly if it was me.
Absolutely. And I didn't log. I'll get it on the recording. I'll put it up on the screen. But the speed of answer, once I pushed through the queue, I think that was fairly quick. I don't know if you caught that. I think that was well under 20 seconds. Would you agree?
I believe so. They had the
Yeah.
disclaimer that it was gonna be
Hmm.
recorded, and then it bounced to
Hmm.
the auto system, and then after it read through it, it rang through, and she answered pretty quick.
Yeah. So that was good. I got to give them credit there. So on the tech score, I'm gonna go on and give them. They really didn't have much of an issue with it. I thought it was pretty clean. So I'm gonna give them a 7 on the tech score. So with that said, so 7 on the tech score, we got a 5 from you, Sean, on the guest score, and then a 3.2 on the sock score. And before I give our final booked or busted score, one thing I'd like you to share, Sean, is what you're seeing on the marketing side.
Well, I mean, when I took a look at this, obviously, again, the fact that they didn't hit on the Irish theme, but, a very nice, looks like a local brand that's in that local market that, she missed on as far as, talking about. But digitally, they look very sound. I mean, they show up in the local map, the local search, their website shows up. The one thing that, I was excited to hear was the new LSA or local service ads or Google guarantee, whatever you want to call them, are producing these get four quotes. And when I looked in the get four quotes in their market and in their small town, they didn't show up. And the primary thing that shows up now is speed to answer the messages and age of the business. So age of the business, amount of reviews, they're very comparable, but they weren't delivered in that result, which tells me that maybe their messaging feature or how they receive messages may be delayed, because it says that all these people respond within a few minutes. There's definitely something to question there. And, when you get real technical, and I won't, but there's about a 41% of their keywords are really informational based in this business. And a lot of informational traffic can really alleviate or not allow you to get customers from your traffic, but just a lot of tire kickers. So some red flags that I see there, but overall it looks like a nice, small family owned business that's doing pretty well in most aspects.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So I appreciate you sharing that. So we'll go on and give our final score. I think this is a fair score, all things considering. So our final booked or busted score for O Comfort, and I'm not very comfortable right now because I'm still freezing in my house because I didn't get that call booked, but it's going to be a 5. And so that falls in the category of busted booking. So I just took our SOC score of 3.2, the stack score of 7, our guest score of 5, and that gives us an average of 5. So that is what we call busted booking. So really appreciate everyone tuning in, watching another episode of Booked or Busted. Sean, thank you so much for being here. Your insights were super valuable. So thank you for sharing that. I'm looking forward to having you back again in the future. We'll see everyone next time on another episode of Booked or Busted.